Welcome to this special bonus episode of the Passive House podcast. I'm Zach Semke, Director of Passive House Accelerator, and we're pleased to be sharing a series of bonus episodes recorded at the International Passive House Conference 2023 in Wiesbaden, Germany. These interviews were made possible by support from Icon Windows and Doors, Inotech Windows and Doors, Intelligent Membranes, Minitaire, and Proclima. Please enjoy this bonus episode.
Well, my name is Murat Yucel, and I'm from Istanbul, Turkey, originally. I live and work in Germany for the last 8 years at the company Meesenburg.
Yep.
I am managing director for Meesenburg International, so I am dealing with all the export and all of our international subsidiaries.
Yep.
And Meesenburg is a very traditional German family-owned company, specialized in window and door hardware and building materials.
Yeah.
With two private labels like Blaugelb and Strokes.
Right.
And we are here at the Passive House conference to promote our products for thermal bridges by window and door installation.
Yeah. What's your background? You didn't start out as a window salesperson?
No, that was accidentally.
Yeah.
0 to 18, that's Istanbul, Turkey. Studied in a German high school.
But you were in German high school in
Istanbul,
in Turkey?
Yeah.
Is that common?
Well, it's not common.
Right.
There are like 3-4 German high schools in Turkey.
Yeah.
But, that will be 1% of the whole student.
Right.
Yeah.
Why was that? Were you...
That was like you getting that time when I was young. I don't know the system yet now. That time you had to take an exam.
Yeah.
And whatever score you get into a school.
Right.
So you didn't really have the chance to choose your school.
Right.
So, and German high schools or the American high schools in Istanbul, Turkey, they were like top ones.
Right.
So, yeah.
Was Istanbul affected by the earthquake? No. So they're out of the earthquake area?
Yeah, Istanbul's far away from the earthquake,
right.
But Istanbul has a high risk earthquake zone, but whatever, wherever you are in Turkey, this is a huge catastrophe. Many people died that we couldn't save them.
No, it's going to affect the whole country for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty sad.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah, it's massive. And interesting, you're talking about traveling, and by traveling, you're not just traveling around different regions in Germany. You're going to, the borders are pretty open in a good way in most of this part, so you're spending a lot of time in lots of other countries?
Yeah, being the international director means traveling a lot, we have 10 subsidiaries.
Yeah.
Czech Republic, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, China.
Right.
So those are the countries I travel the most.
Yeah.
But also, we don't travel to Russia anymore.
Yeah.
We cannot travel to Ukraine anymore.
Yeah.
So it is, and after the pandemic, it is a little bit like we got used to work with with Teams, Zoom, and so on. Yeah. So it got less. Yeah. But traveling is a part of my life.
Yeah. So you're in a German high school, and where to from there?
University of Virginia, Charlottesville, USA.
No way.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So my mom told me one day, do you want to study in the US? And I told her, why not? And I took the SAT, TOEFL, and everything else. So I got into University of Virginia and studied systems engineering.
Right.
And then it was 2001 I graduated. And then I moved to New York and studied at Columbia University financial engineering for my master's.
Wow.
and lived in New York for a couple of years, but the American dream didn't come true for me. So I left
after 2 degrees, and
yeah. I mean, like the goal was like to be an investment banker or a consultant and so on.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Right. So then back to Europe.
Back to Ukraine.
Ah.
So I worked a good friend of mine from University of Virginia, who's a Turkish guy as well. His father has had a couple of investments in Ukraine.
Right.
So we were talking just casually, and he told me, "Why don't you come to Ukraine?" And I googled it a little bit and bought my plane ticket and flew to Ukraine. And I worked there for 10 years. And
in that sector, in the sort of financial...
Well, when we first started, it was detergents and so on. Then we actually built a factory for starch, for glucose, fructose, and so on, which we sold to Mr. Poroshenko, the president of Ukraine.
Right.
And then we got into profile business, the window profile business. So we made a factory for window profiles.
Yeah.
Then that was the idea. Okay, what can we sell next to window profiles? And then came the window hardware into play. So that's how I got into window doors business.
So you got friends in Ukraine as well?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I have a lot of former colleagues which I happily work together and friends.
Yeah, I'm safely on the other side of the world, so things are pretty different.
My wife is Ukrainian as well.
Wow. Yeah. So, what was the market like for? Was it? Would you call them high performance profiles that you were selling then, or was it just sort of standard window?
You can easily call them copy of German profiles.
Where were they made?
It is the city was then called Dnipropetrovsk. Now it's called Dnieper.
In Ukraine.
In Ukraine.
Okay. Right. With timber or
no PVC.
PVC. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So were they fabricating the whole lot, making the whole window units? Or
no, we just produced the profiles and then we sold them to the window and door producers.
Right. Okay.
And they made the windows and doors and sold to the end clients.
Right. Yeah. And then, so how did you get into what you're doing now?
Well, while I was doing the window hardware business in Ukraine, I was a client from the company Meesenburg. So I was buying a couple of hardware products from them.
Right.
So I got to know the owner of the company very well, Mr. Meesenburg. And actually he was asking me the tough questions about my life, such as, what do you do in Ukraine? Why are you in Ukraine? And so on. So he was like a mentor for me. So we got really close. And one day he told me, why don't you come to Germany to take over the export business? Right. So I came in Germany 2014 October.
Yeah. So, what give us a picture of Meesenburg now? What's the range? What do you do? What do you offer?
Yeah, I mean, Meesenburg is a company established in 1758.
Wow.
So it's a pretty old.
So Mr. Meesenburg is not the first Mr. Meesenburg?
No, he's not the first Mr. Meesenburg. Exactly. We have around 1,200 colleagues.
Yeah.
We have I would say $500 million turnover.
Wow.
Internationally, we are 400 colleagues together, and we have 120,000 products in our portfolio.
120,000.
Exactly. When you ask us what do you sell, it is pretty complicated answer. We usually ask the person, what do you want? Because we usually have it.
Yeah. So is that across a whole bunch of different product categories? Not just windows and doors?
Not just windows and doors. There's furniture hardware, there is instruments, there is power tools. I mean, it's a very wide product portfolio.
Yeah. So do you focus on the doors and windows?
Not really. I mean, like traditionally, internationally, our clients were like 99% window and door producers.
Right.
But lately, last couple of years, we have been focusing on the craftsmen as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why we are like widening the product portfolio internationally as well.
Right.
So
right.
I wouldn't say I am only focused on windows and doors.
Yep.
Everyone who is holding professional an instrument is a target client.
Right. How long have you been involved in Passive House?
I think our first Passive House exhibition which we participated was like 2016.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, windows are pretty important part, and doors. Any opening in the envelope, pretty important part of that. What have you seen in that time? And how do you see things changing?
Well, things are changing very slowly.
Right.
It is. I mean, the crowd at Passive House conference, they know the problem, and we have the solutions for them.
Yeah.
But penetrating the countries and the markets with these products has been a challenge.
Yeah, I guess you get to see different stages with you travelling around, because a place like Germany is pretty well advanced. People know what air tightness is and what a good window looks like. Are there other parts of Europe that are not quite as far advanced?
I mean, I will say the Czech Republic, Romania, they are doing a good job in this direction.
Yeah.
But percentages are still very low.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what about, do you get over to sort of Spain and Greece?
I don't really have much knowledge about the countries where we are not in, and Spain we are not in,
so
France we are not in.
So you're mostly Eastern Europe?
Yeah, you might call that.
Yeah. So still plenty of work to do. Still lots of challenges. Where do you see things going?
Well, I mean, the energy efficiency is right now the main subject.
Yep.
I mean, you want to get free from the Russian gas and oil.
Yep.
And that's why we are like. Also, we just opened a new business unit, like with photovoltaic solar panels, and also heat pumps and energy storages and so on.
Yeah.
So, like, we are focusing on that right now. We see opportunities in that field.
I mean, one of the themes that's come out of the conference here is that the efficiency first, which has been a theme for the International Passive House for a while. But in that way, even the doors and windows become a really important part of reducing the energy. It's not just about producing more through PV.
Yeah.
Your windows are a good place to look.
Well, on the windows and doors, we need to save the energy.
Yeah.
And with panels and so on, we need to generate the energy.
Yeah.
So we are on the both sides of the equation.
Yeah. What's your split for in the market for doing new construction versus you do windows for retrofits as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, our products are fit for retrofits.
Yeah.
So like I would say like 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
So a lot of people trying to fix up old buildings.
Exactly. I mean, since last year, also like with the government subsidies.
Yeah.
People are trying to save money.
Yeah.
And save energy costs.
Yeah. So what are your hopes now? Looking forward, say 5 years, where do you want to see things go in your sector?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, educate the public about energy efficiency.
Right.
Get rid of Russian gas and oil.
Yeah.
And
those two might go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and innovate further.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see some pretty. Well, what looks like innovative to me is probably slightly different because I'm coming from places where double glazing is still relatively new. Yeah. So we've got like triple glazing, super insulated frames, pretty amazing roof windows, and pretty taking away some of the previous limitations for architects, I think.
Yeah.
We've always glass boxes are seen as a bad thing, but some of the glazing technology means that you can put a lot more glass into a building and it'd still be pretty efficient.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty exciting for architects.
Yeah. I mean, but we see we are doing business also in Australia. We just started in UK and so on. So let's say the German or European technology is being more and more accepted.
Yeah.
I believe in the US it is going to be the same situation.
Yeah. The interesting thing I'm seeing in Australia and New Zealand, where I'm from, is architects getting a bit smarter about different window specifications in different aspects of the envelope, facing different ways. So realising that for us the south is the cold side, but you might want more solar heat gain on that side, but less on the other side of the building. Whereas before they would have just put the same windows around the whole building. Yeah. So that's quite exciting, and a big focus of that is not getting overheating. Yeah. Overheating is a big problem for us, and I see that as well here. There's been a lot of presentations about building passive house in warm climates.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's exciting, and obviously windows is a big part of that solution as well. Yeah. Where can people find out more about you and Meesenburg?
Well, they can find me in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And about Meesenburg is meesenburg.com is the best address. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for today,
Thank you very much.
All the best for the rest of the conference, and look forward to seeing you and all your products in more passive houses.